Hello, everyone. You're welcome
Hello.
to another session of leadership with. Um, I'm speaking with my sister and fellow John Maxwell coach, speaker, and trainer. Tonight, I have with me Bridget Eleshin. She is a fascinating lady. She's going to be sharing some stuff tonight, and I have no doubt that you'll be so blessed. So we're going to be speaking on leadership and self-management. Leadership and self-management. So, Bridget, could you
Yes,
just
sir.
introduce yourself? Tell us, who is Bridget Eleshin?
Okay, well, I would try to introduce myself, but it's so difficult for me to say who I am. You know, when you say, "Oh, who are you?" I'll just say, "Okay, first, I'm a woman, I'm a wife, I'm a
Wow.
mother, and I'm also a minister." So
Awesome.
some people know me as the domestic goddess because I've been at home, you know, looking after my family and just being a wife to my husband. I call myself the superstar wifey. I just take care of my husband, take care of my children. And then while I was doing my domestic duties and just being myself, I love learning. So
Okay.
in trying to learn and just learn and read, I found out that all I have been doing, you know, encouraging people and just reaching out to people had a name, and that name is life coaching, you know. So that was how I found myself in this space of a life interpretation coach, which God actually told me I'm a person of faith. So I don't, I know you wouldn't mind if I just share a bit
No,
of who
go
I
ahead.
am in terms of
Go ahead.
my faith.
Go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So that's me basically. And so as a woman of faith, I'm a prophetess by calling, as in that's my own calling as per the fivefold ministry. So I'm a
Yeah.
prophetess. I speak, I write, I encourage people. I love walking behind the scene, but somehow, as they say it, when you keep walking, like David, when you
Hmm.
walk behind, God has a way of pushing you to
Hmm.
the forefront. And that's what
Yeah.
he has done with me. So I'm so glad to be here. I'm delighted to be with my coach, Goke. Awesome encourager.
Wow.
I
Wow.
met him during one of the meetings, and since then it's been awesome. So thank you, sir, for inviting me to your platform. Thank you.
Wow. Amazing. I just want to also take you back to one of your sessions on marriage that you did on
Okay.
November 1st. I think it was 2019. It was it 2018.
Okay.
You know, my
Okay.
wife and I were there. You know, you guys just you blew us away. You know, your wife, your husband and yourself. You
Yeah.
live such lives, and we're so thankful. You know, you are
Thank you,
authentic.
sir.
You
Thank
are
you, sir.
you're genuine. Your husband. You are family friends, and you were
Yes,
also
sir.
at my birthday. That's about a year ago.
Yes. Yes.
So,
We're so excited to be invited. That
yeah,
meant a lot to us. Thank
wow,
you.
wow,
Thank
wow.
you.
So tonight, let's just jump right in.
Okay.
How did you get into leadership? You know, how did you get into leadership?
That's a laugh. I will say this for myself. I'm the
Yes.
first of 8 children. First of eight
Wow,
children. So
wow.
that means, you know, being an African and being um, a woman. I have two brothers after me, and then a sister, another brother, sister, and then a brother. So I grew up, you know,
Hmm,
with parents that taught me how to lead.
hmm,
First,
hmm,
lead myself as Bridget. Be yourself, be whatever God has called you, and then lead others. So from
hmm,
a very young age, I learned how to be an influence,
hmm,
because later reading people like John Maxwell, following them, I found out John Maxwell would say leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. So it was
hmm,
first, you know, influencing myself to
hmm,
do, to live, and then influence my younger ones until date. Those that know me very well know that I'm a big influence in their life. There's
amazing.
nobody around me, you know, that will not feel that impact that I'm leading, because I take the lead in leading myself first. I won't tell you, come and do this thing that I've not done. So my biggest thing, and which I tell people, is for me, Jesus is, yes, he's a role model, he's a mentor.
Hmm,
And I've not seen Jesus. I've just read the Bible to know and to learn. But one thing that stood out for me was when Acts chapter 1, it said something, I think verse 1 says how Jesus began to do and to teach. So he was working with himself, doing those things and teaching others. That was how he got 12 disciples, started teaching as they were following till date.
Wow.
More than 2,000 years. We are here today, and that impact is still being felt. Even if you say you are not a Christian, you will still know Jesus as a leader, even as a business model, business coaches, name it, they still use the impact from the Bible. So for me, leadership found me first as a child, being the first of 8 children. And then now, as a wife, as a mother, as a minister, which I call myself in terms of using my gifts and my talent to influence people. So that for me, it's leadership. It found me.
Wow. In fact, you know, there are quite a number of our colleagues on the platform. Mary Ellen Inadi from Abuja. We have Abiola Shoremekun. We have Odeyemi Olaiwole from Jos. You know, so it shows that you are really a leader. My wife is also rooting for you. You know,
that's my sister.
Wow, amazing. Now, real quick, what's the relationship between leadership and self-management? Can you just speak to that, please?
Okay, basically, leadership is influence, like I've said. John Maxwell gave that famous quote: "There is influence, nothing more, nothing less." And then when you talk about self-management, it's you being able to translate your goals, translate everything you plan to do and making it a reality. So you can't say I'm leading others when you've not led yourself. How do you live your life daily? There's this quote I love so much. Let me try and see if I can get the quote by Thomas J. Watson. I think he used to be chairman of IBM. And he said, nothing so conclusively proves a man's ability to lead others as what he does from day to day to lead himself. So how are you leading yourself? How do you lead yourself daily? So you can't talk about leadership. You can't talk about leading others when you've not led yourself. If today I call myself a superstar wifey, I call myself a complete woman, they will ask me, how are you a superstar wifey? Can your husband say you are a superstar as a wife? Have you been able to keep your home? Will people come to your home and see that, yes, indeed, you take care of this man to get that title, superstar wifey? Have I been able to translate my goals of being a good wife to become reality, that people can see me and learn from me and be influenced by what I do? Amazing. If I've not been able to do that, then you can't call yourself, you know, that you are truly leading. So when you are leading and nobody is following, you are taking a stroll. So the relationship between, you know, leadership and self-management is first understanding that for you to be a leader, you must first lead yourself. We can't be following John Maxwell if he didn't lead himself to become the coach, the mentor, the teacher, and the educator that he is today. So he had to lead himself. He had to live his message. He had to lead in love. And today is where he is because he followed that principle of self-management. So you can't be a leader without managing yourself.
Well, for those who are just joining us tonight is explosive. I mean, I'm with Bridget Eleshi. I mean, you can't get it better than this. I mean, she's a virtuous woman. She's a Proverbs 31 woman, and she's living an authentic life. You know, I'm so encouraged. You know, when we have people like you showing up, it gives us so much fulfillment. You know, because there are quite a number of ladies, women that are doing so much in the home, but we're not hearing from them, you know, as much as we're supposed to. Now, I can see that you have so much momentum. Is this from in your genes, or is it just
I'm high. I don't need any medication to be high. I don't need drugs. Holy Spirit induced highness. Always high. I have energy. I'm an extrovert. I'm married to an introvert. So somehow when you see me being quiet, those that know me very well, if I'm quiet and I don't say anything like, are you okay? Is there anything wrong with you? Because right from when I was young, I've always been the one that would talk. But you know how people are, they would just talk to you and all of a sudden you stop shining because you want to deal your light for others to shine. So when I found Christ, I found my voice. And with all the self-development programs I've been going for, the books I've been reading, I now know that I am who I am. And thank God for the husband I'm married to that allows me to be me. He's a secured leader. Okay, so that has helped me to just be myself. Okay, so now I people see me and sometimes I'm quiet, but the truth remains. This girl is she's I'm too full of energy. Even when I'm sleeping, I'm sure I'm still activity driven. I'm just high.
Wow. Amazing. And that's the way it's supposed to be. You know, God wants us to be, you know, lights, you know.
Yes.
Light is supposed to shine, you know, light's supposed to attract, you know, attention.
Very true. Very true.
Now, what is the responsibility of a leader in the area of self-management?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll put it this way, because self-management is you going on your own journey to translate whatever you want to do and become in life to reality. So the first thing you must know is knowing yourself. Who am I? Who am I as a person? Who am I? So everybody is going on a journey of self. How do I help myself? When I started the Complete Woman program, which is one of my signature programs, it was first of all me asking myself, Bridget, who are you? Because people will define you. Oh, some people will see me, Bridget is a noisemaker. Some people will see me, Bridget is who they used to know me as, an event planner, an event manager. I've heard people say, what does she know? And I tell myself, I will shock you, because what I know, I don't say it that much. I don't brag. I don't even know how to brand myself. It's never been about branding for me. But when I discovered myself and my purpose, what flowed through me as a person was knowing that I'm a connector.
Wow.
And then if I have to go biblical, it's knowing that God, before I was born, he knew me. Jeremiah 1 verse 5, if you read it downwards, you will find out, he said, I knew you and I called you as a prophet to nations.
Yes.
So when I started asking God that question, one of the first things he said to me personally was, you're a Deborah. Because I've always been in the midst of men. Imagine having two brothers after me. Till today, myself and my younger brother, we are both adults. He's married, I am married. He has 4 children, I have 3. We still argue, we still like we are children, but we are real to ourselves. If I would say somebody is my best friend, and apart from my husband, it would be my brother. Because it was one person that he taught me how to fight for my life. You know how guys are. You know how they were like, oh, you must do this, oh, you must do that, and things like till date. I still tell him, I say, even when we argue, I'll say, okay, I'm listening to you. Because he will say, Richard, you're not listening. You're not listening. You just want to talk. I'll say, okay, I'm listening to you. Have you finished? Let me talk. But that's how we've been from the get-go. So the responsibility of a leader is you know yourself first. I know myself that I am a Deborah by calling. Deborah was a woman. She was a wife. She was a judge. She was a mother in Israel. So when I teach women, I say you are a 4-dimensional person. You are first a woman. If you choose to marry, you are now a wife. You chose to marry. It's not compulsory you marry to fulfill purpose. Jesus never got married on earth. Apostle Paul that we read about in the Bible was never married. Peter was married because it was recorded that Jesus healed Peter's mother-in-law. So, but Jesus never got married on earth. So you can fulfill purpose without being married. So who are you? I know that marriage was part of my purpose. And so it was very important that I prayed for the right person. I prayed to say, God, it must be somebody that, one, loves God, loves me, and loves others.
Wow.
I prayed about that. So for you to understand leadership, it starts with you managing yourself. First, loving yourself. Second, knowing yourself. Third, discovering your likes, your weaknesses, your strengths, your dislike. Knowing who you are. I know what energizes me. I know my values. Knowing your values. Knowing your values. Because if you don't know your values, anything goes.
Wow.
You would just settle for anything. So when you can manage yourself properly, you cannot say I'm managing others. And you might say, oh, I'm not a leader, I'm just a wife. I have been a domestic goddess. I didn't want to be called a housewife. Though I write it sometimes, but if I want to be naughty, even if you give me a form to fill, I'll write domestic goddess. I'll say, Madam, what does that mean? I'll say, go and look for the meaning. It's my title. Because
amazing.
I enjoy being a wife. I enjoy being married to my husband. I enjoy being a mother to my prophetic children, as I call my three biological children. I enjoy being a mother to the people that God has brought my way to mentor, to coach, and to lead. I enjoy all of that. So I am first that woman that loves God, loves herself first. I am big on self-love, because nobody can love you for yourself. If you don't love yourself, you can't love others. So that love has to overflow from within. So I genuinely love myself. I genuinely love my life. I genuinely love what I do. And then I love others. Starting from home, I love my husband, I love my children, and those that God brings my way.
Wow.
So that is it.
Wow. Wow. Once
you can know yourself, you can lead.
Wow, this is amazing stuff tonight, you know. And what I can deduce from what you're saying is that you can't give what you don't have, you know.
Very true, sir. You can't. You can't.
Yeah, because if you don't love yourself, you can't love others. You know,
very true.
There's a quote that I shared yesterday about you know, if you treat your employees right, you know, they will be able to treat the customers right. You know,
very true.
Yeah, because if you don't treat them right, the employees will not be, you know, there'll be low self-esteem. And even the people that come into the business, that's what they will give the customers. Now, amazing. So what are some of the ways that a leader can, you know, improve on self-management? What are some of the things that, you know, you do, and our listeners, you know, might be saying, how can I even improve myself? How can I make myself, you know, likable? Because, you know, some people don't even like who they are. Go ahead, please.
So let me say this, sir. The first thing you must know, like I said, knowing yourself. Go on a self-discovery journey. I'm not like you. You are big on a lot of things. I know you're a pastor, though you don't put it out there. I know also that you are big on customer retainership and retention. You are big on, you are big on, you know, giving the best services. I said to you when we did a pre-talk about this, I said I had to behave myself. First of all, as a sanguine, if you know a weakness of the sanguine is to come late. It's there. But I live with a man that will arrive 1 hour before the time you've given him. I had to learn. I had to learn. And so I keep learning time management skills. I know the things I am good at. I am one person that is very, very emotional. Emotional that if I am happy, I cry. If I am sad, I cry. You know, so that's me. I've tried. And there was a time somebody was talking to me, he said, God gave you those tears for something. He is in love with your tears. And being someone that prays, I don't want to say I'm a prayer warrior. No, I'm a prayer. Answer to prayers to others, answer to prayer to myself. So I pray. So being someone that prays, sometimes when I start interceding, it's those tears that, you know, comes out from within. And I will know that, oh, God, I am feeling your burden. So what will I say to that person? A lot of people don't know, and they don't want to know. They don't want to learn. They just keep being themselves. Imagine the country we live in. If the first man, if the president himself has been growing, learning, leading himself well and go, some of the challenges we have, we won't be talking about it. But when you don't grow, when you don't learn, when you feel you are sufficient unto yourself, I see a lot of, they'll say, Jesus is my mentor. I say, the Jesus that you don't know. If you know him very well and you follow his way, you won't be where you are. Jesus is love. He's sacrificial. So how do you grow yourself? You don't know, go and learn. I'm constantly training myself. If I show you around me here, I have more than 5 books. I'm not exaggerating. I can bring them one after the other. Sometimes I will say, oh, I'm not prepared, because I had a dream and I'm like, I was not prepared. I said, oh, they will not call you and you are not prepared. But I had to take care of my family. I had to still coach today. I had a coaching session with my husband. I had to still coach. I have to cook and make sure that 6 o'clock is dinner time. I'm in a coaching program. As I'm talking to you, I'm supposed to be in class in a coaching program. So I am constantly learning. If I finish one, I'm entering another one. So please take your own journey. Know yourself. I know what God has called me to do. So spiritually, I have mentors and coaches coaching me. I pay for coaching, and I also learn and I read my Bible daily, every day. As a rule, I must read the book of Proverbs.
Wow.
Proverbs has 31 chapters in a day. So in a month. So every day, today is the 6th. I will read the chapter 6 of Proverbs. And that every day I'm reading, I am learning. And those in my group, they see I will copy and then make a picture and send to them just to get the word in.
Wow. Wow.
Your words I will hide in my heart so that I will not sin against God. So I'm daily working on myself. So if you want to be a leader, work on yourself. Let people see a new you every day. Let people see you new, growing every day. Don't say because I'm a wife. You're a wife, you can read a book. You're a wife, you can be on YouTube. You're a wife, you can be listening to us while you are cooking. Learn and grow.
Wow, wow, amazing. You know, I just finished. Today was my last session. I'm sure you know Ms. Awoshika, Ibukwa Awoshika.
Yes.
We just did a 6 weeks accountability class. I just finished today, just now.
Wow.
Every Sunday, 4 to 5.
Wow.
1 hour of our time.
Wow.
1 hour.
Amazing.
People from all over the world.
Wow.
This lady was sharing with us 1 hour every Sunday. So we just finished the last class now.
Wow.
And one of the themes of the session was to thyself be true, you know.
Yeah.
And she shared with us that, look, you know, that you cannot learn from anyone that you despise, that you don't appreciate.
Very true.
That you
Very
have to
true.
honor. Yeah, because some people want to learn from leaders, but they don't. They take those leaders for granted. You know, so I mean, even from you, I'm learning so much this evening. I just want to salute you and celebrate you.
Thank you.
Bless the grace of God upon your life for being humble. I mean, for making yourself available, you know, even at a time like this. Now, I just want to quickly ask, what are the consequences of a leader not being able to manage his or herself?
It's I don't know how to put it. It will become a tragedy when you cannot manage yourself. My husband is a character coach and he's big on character. And the interesting part of what he does is he started with our children. He started with our children where he would say please, say thank you, little things. And these days I see leaders that feel that their charisma will get them everywhere. Charisma can get you somewhere, but character is what will keep you. So I see people that will talk and they don't do what they say. They will say what it is and they don't do it. And I tell people, I say, even going to a church, the church I go to, if my pastor is not who he is, I'm not sure I would have stayed this long there. Because you need to be able to live your message. Because the breath you have upon your words, they are life and they are spirit. So whatever you carry, if you are not learning and you're talking to people, you will carry your stagnant life into them. That's the truth. So even as a man, when you're married, your wife is growing, you're not growing. You still be talking what my father did, what my mother did. Don't you know I'm the man? You are the man. Who doesn't know you are the man? So why are you asking, don't I know you are the man? You are not a man because you are not growing.
Wow.
Because you don't need to tell your wife, you know I'm the man. My husband doesn't need to remind me to submit to him. So when you are not growing, it affects your life. You are stagnant. It affects how you project yourself. So you are not even confident because what you carry, you can't even, how do I say it now? You can't bet it because you are not growing. You are not growing. You can't teach others. I'm a strong woman coming from home. You can't be the first of 8 children and be a sissy, so to speak. So my husband to marry me is 4th of 5 children. He needs to be strong to manage me. So imagine if he was not growing, then he'll be telling me, hey, don't you know I'm taking the election of this. You're not Tarzan, you're not talking to Jane. You need to grow.
This is awesome.
You need to grow. You need to grow first as a man. And most men, it's pride, it's ego. Edging God out. Ego. Somebody defined it like that. So when you're not growing as a man, your ego, you're not growing as a woman, is ego. Because if you know God, he said the path of the just shines brighter and brighter. You can't have a better yesterday if you are growing. Your today will be better than yesterday. Your tomorrow will be better than today because you are growing every day. Even our children learn every day. Every day they are learning. They have their coaches, people they listen to now. They read their Bible, we talk. So when you are not growing, it will affect your home. It will affect your life. You won't grow. And the truth is not promotion by man's standard. Promotion comes from God. When you are growing, promotion will come. Look at David. I will still go back to the Bible. At the backside of the desert, you know, looking after his father's sheep, doing things, praying. Some of the Psalms, you know, he wrote them. He was in his quiet time, looking after sheep, writing. When he came for leadership, they didn't look for anybody in the palace. It was David that was faithful in the little he was given that they went to look for.
Wow. Wow. So
people might not even know me. I don't beg people to. I keep telling them, I say, you can't define me. You can't tell me this. I'm not even begging you. People have been saying, Bridget, you are everywhere. It's because the few that have seen a bit of me like onion will now understand there's so much to this woman. How far? Wow. If I told myself I'm a housewife, let me just sit down, let me do this, I won't be talking to you today, coach. Wow. I won't.
Yeah, I know.
I won't.
I know.
I won't.
I know. You know, this session that we had today, Mr. Woshika was saying that, you know, you have to watch the people that you, be careful about the people that you allow to have access into your life.
Can you speak yeah.
Can you speak?
I should speak to that. Okay, yes, sir. Let me put it this way. I coach men, and some of the men that I coach, you know, like a Deborah, they will come to under the tree and talk to you. I tell people I'm one favored woman that if a man knocks on my door 11 p.m. and they say they are looking for me, my husband will not say, what are you doing with this man or that? Because he has come to understand this is your purpose. So most times they are friends with him, but then they'll say, I need to talk to you. And we will step aside. I need to talk to this person. And so when you are following someone, whatever is on this person, if you follow a man that cheats, when he speaks, because leadership is from the head down to your toes, it flows. So if he's not a man of character, if he's not living the truth, you will see yourself doing the same thing. When you see people from the church where I worship, most times they'll say, oh, the men from your church, they are so humble. They are so this. You don't need to teach them how to be humble. The head is humble. So it flows. It flows. It flows. I go to Daystar Christian Center. I am proud that I am a product of Reverend Sam. I've been there for over 17 years now.
Wow. So
you can see his humility, and it flows down. And then he's being authentic. He's saying his truth. So when at the end of the day you go and join, because a lot of people is their physio, they don't look for people that have substance and character. They are looking for those that are, you know, taking pictures, those that are loud. You don't even ask people what's the source of their wealth. You don't ask, oh, because they are this, they are wearing Wivon and Scorpion. Let me not say whatever. Is the dressing. You're not looking for substance. You're not looking for character. All you want is to be seen. Slay queen, slay mama, slay boy, slay girl. But then you're not looking for character. I don't want anybody around me. I have mentors, and most are hidden. I don't want anybody around me that will not lead me eventually to God. So any program I'm doing must have a spiritual angle to it. Even if you are not talking the Bible, you must have a basis that, oh, you believe in a supreme being and you believe in the God factor. Wow. So then I know that you might not be, because we're all work in progress. I have my flaws, but then you are open to say, oh, I have these challenges. Or even if you are not open, you are not the one that will say, oh, I can never make this mistake. You are open. You are open. And people can receive from you. So I beg you, you know, using biblical terms, with the message of God, please mind who you associate with. Mind those you listen to. Because the spirit, there's a spirit beyond what they say. I have seen men that have entered into you know, fornication and so many things because of the men that they were hanging out with. I have seen women that were decent women, but because they started hanging around some women and were irresponsible, they began to see cheating as a normal thing. My husband is cheating, let me cheat. You are not cheating against your husband. You are cheating against yourself and God that gave you your body.
Wow, wow, wow.
So please be careful. Look for character in anybody you call your coach. Look for character in anybody you call your leader. Look for character in anybody. They might not be perfect. Nobody is perfect. We're all work in progress. But at least let them be truthful to themselves. You said that word. Let their own self be true.
Wow.
So mind who you follow.
Wow, wow, wow. Amazing. Tonight we'll be speaking with, you know, a fascinating lady, a wife, you know, a mother, a John Maxwell coach, speaker, and trainer like myself. We've been speaking alongside with Brida Eleshi. Now, you're also a neuro-linguistic programmer. You know, this is high sounding, and you know, in fact, your profile is intimidating. Can you speak to that?
Should I say, when it comes to learning, it's like learning is my own drugs.
Wow, wow.
But the truth is, when I learned NLP, interestingly enough, I used to live in the US. I think we lived there for almost 1 year.
Okay.
I had a child there. And so because of the kind of programs I was watching, I had a lot of coaches there. And so when I saw what neuro-linguistic programming was all about, I was very careful. Being a person of faith, it's a thin line because of the way they use the senses, you know, the 5 senses to explain everything about you as a person and how to live a better life. So I had to tell myself, if I must be mentored by anyone, it must be somebody that is faith-based. Because there was even a time I entered a call with a practitioner and she was just doing some breath work and let's breathe. And I think I invited my pastor's wife then in America. And as the person was talking, the coach was talking, I won't mention her name, we just started breathing in, breathing out, and we slept off. I came back to the call, she slept off. And I was still on the call later. I was so relaxed that I knew I slept, you know, I slept a bit, but I got back on the call. And then later she called me, Sister Bridget, what kind of this thing? What did you call me into? I just slept off. Which kind of meeting? You know, I slept off and I said, no. There was nothing to it. It showed that you were tired. It showed that what the coach was doing was effective because you needed to relax, to be at your best, to be able to learn more. So I was very careful to say, let me learn from someone. So God brought Innocent Usa, my coach, my NLP coach, to me. And I did the stages to master's practitioner. So what that did for me was to help me first for myself. I started seeing, one, my limiting beliefs. I started seeing the things that held me bound. I learned how to do hypnosis. Even when I finished the program and I came home and my son was saying, you know, now you see your certificate, you're a results coach, you're a performance coach, because all the certification that we had as a result of the stages that I did, it was there. It was not saying an hypnosis. I said, no, are you going to turn me to a zombie? I started laughing. But that same day, something happened that my daughter that I was talking to, you know, just started talking, and then I said, let me play a video for you. So I played the video of a guy. He's late now, God bless his soul, talking about the freedom of the mind. And as I was playing that video, his name is, I'll remember the surname, but it's Sean something. I'll remember his surname, you know. And then as we were playing the video, my daughter was just looking at him. He was, you know, people would say physically challenged, but his mind was not physically challenged. One of the best mind, greatest mind. He died last year. And so as my daughter was listening, all of a sudden she became emotional. And my husband just came from a trip and was looking at me. I just said, guy, relax, I've got this. So I started talking to her, what is it? And we started talking. And from our conversation, she now said, Mommy, you know, I used to talk. But people used to say, oh, I talk too much, I do this, I do that. And she shut down on herself.
Wow.
That day, with the tools I learned from NLP, I was able to reprogram my daughter's mind to say, you know what? You are not what they say, provided you talk sense. Know yourself. Know yourself and know what God has called you to do. And be who God has called you. So what NLP has afforded me is a tool that has helped me to master myself, to know myself, and it has helped me to work with my clients.
Wow, wow.
That when I talk to them, the questions I ask and the way I help them to get their results is because of what I learned in NLP.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Amazing. We've done almost 35 minutes. And it's just as if we are going to
we now, just started.
I know you are, you are gifted in the area of positive affirmations. Can you speak to that affirmation? Yeah.
Okay. I would say for me, affirmation started long ago with my mom. And interestingly, she didn't really, how will I say it now? She's not really that educated. Let me put it that way. She's not someone with university degree, but she has a lot. If you say give her MBA in street management and life, she will be a PhD, a master's and a doctorate degree holder in life, and what she used to tell us then is, words. And she used to say some words then. One I can't forget is Galatians 6, verse 17. That I'll remember it now. When you're talking, sometimes it just leaves your spirit. It was something we used to quote every time. Henceforth, let no man trouble you, for you be on your body the mark of Christ Jesus. That used to be her quote. And being the first of I hate children, we used to do family devotion, and most times we will recite things, we will say things. I didn't know it was affirmation then. Growing up, just reciting and saying things. And then when I started learning, I started growing, I now knew that positive affirmation was a big deal to becoming the kind of woman I want to be. And so I started my Monday morning affirmations, and I still do it on Instagram. Every Monday morning, I have affirmations from the scripture. It's there. Even when I don't put scripture, sometimes it's from the word of God. And I say that. So what am I saying? I am affirming myself, because the truth is, the God I serve, the Christian God that I know, God that is Jehovah, is a speaking God. And he is one person that spoke the word to being. He said the earth, Genesis 1, the earth was without form and void. Darkness was upon it, and he spoke. And what he spoke became. So till today, yesterday, I called my child a name. And she was so obsessed. She was like, Mommy, why did you say this? Mommy, why did you say? I said, don't behave. You're behaving like a premature. Behaving like. She saw it as insult. I didn't say you are premature. And she was so, she was just taking it up to dinner time. She was talking. Because it was her turn to cook. And when she was cooking, the way she was handling the food, I said, do this. She said, Mommy, I've been doing these things. When you are not here, I do it. So I said, I won't talk again. I kept quiet. And so when she couldn't do the thing she wanted to do, I said, this girl, you're just behaving like a premature. She said, Mommy, what do you mean by that? I said, nothing. Sorry. She didn't hear. She said it again. So I said, behaving like, I didn't call you one. That. I said, but why did I say that? You know how it is that I expect you to do this. It's like you've not fully matured to do that thing. That's why I use that behaving like. It's not as if later when we were talking, she now said, I thank God that you people don't use bad words on us. You don't speak well, because what you say will land on those children. So imagine her just taking those words to her. She's sensitive like that. So I needed to apologize. I needed to explain to her. So what am I saying? The words we speak are life. So if you are not affirming yourself, you are not saying things, what you'll be is you are nothing. If Jesus was affirmed by the Father, Jesus himself coming out, being baptized, and a voice from heaven thundered, this is my beloved son.
Yeah.
Are you getting me? So we need to understand affirmation. It's more than just chanting the words. It's you believing it. It's you knowing it. And it's you living it. I always tell myself, I am a woman with the mind of Christ. So I do right. I live right. I speak right. I think right. As the man thinking, is that so he is. So I think right.
Amazing.
So that's what has helped me to be who I am today. So I keep affirming what I want. I affirm. I say it and I see it. So affirmation is a big deal. It's not just chanting words. It's you believing and taking on those words. And as you speak it, you see your environment change.
Wow. Amazing tonight.
So I can't hear you anymore. I don't know what happened. I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I think I can now. Can you hear me though?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, it's a bit, I don't know what happened. Maybe someone tried calling me.
Oh, I think so, yeah.
I can't hear very well, but
someone tried calling you, yeah.
I think so. So, but if you can hear me, it's fine. Let's go ahead so that we don't stop the flow.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I think I can. I can hear you.
Yeah. It's back now.
Okay, try and say something, sir.
Can you hear me now?
I can. I'll do sign language. I'll try and.
No. But I can hear you. So
okay, if you can hear me, fine. I will do sign language. I think somebody tried calling me, and so it has affected my audio. I'm using my phone actually.
Wow. Okay. Now I just want to talk about self-sabotage for a leader.
Okay, now I'm having a problem hearing you. Okay, I don't know what to do.
Can you come back in?
I should come back in. Okay, I'll do that and come back in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. We've been talking to Bridget Election. It's been explosive tonight. Awesome. We'll be talking about leadership and self-management. Bridget has shared so many nuggets with us. She's back in again. Very, very determined lady. Awesome. She's back in. You're back in.
Yes, I can hear you now. Yes.
I just want to talk about a leader. How can a leader self-sabotage his or herself?
Okay.
You know, it's not even about self-management now, you know.
Yeah.
You know, there are times that you can self-sabotage yourself. Begin to have self-doubt, you know.
Yeah.
When you're waiting for the validation of other people, you know.
Yeah.
You're just waiting for people, maybe the number of likes that you have on social media. You are not getting the number of likes. And people begin to criticize what you stand for, you know, and all of a sudden you begin to downplay those areas of your life. Just be able to modify yourself to fit. You know, can you speak to that?
Okay, let me put it this way. That's why I say I'm big on self-management. And when I do my programs, this Complete Woman program, the Complete Man program, one of the things I tell people is to hail yourself, know yourself and hail yourself. You know, you learn how to love on yourself first. So even if people don't love you, it's not your problem, it's their problem. They don't love themselves. So, you know, a lot of people are going about hot and people will say all sorts. So what I am is what I am. You know, if you read the Bible and you see Exodus 3 is one portion I love reading when it comes to purpose. When God reintroduced himself to Moses, that I am. And he had to understand that this is who God was. God saw Moses beyond his flaws of not being able to speak. But Moses didn't see himself. He was talking to God, yet still mentioning his flaws. God had to bring Aaron to help him. And Aaron became his undoing, because before Moses could do anything, Aaron has started building, you know, doing his own thing and led the people astray. So what am I saying? You need to know who you are. Know yourself in relation to your maker. Self-awareness is key. Once you are self-aware, you know yourself, and you know the God that you serve, and you know that whether people talk or not. Let me use Miles Monroe, for example. He's dead now. I still listen to him almost on a weekly basis. This man is dead, but my mind is still rolling when I listen to him. His message is not dead, because he found his purpose in God and lived that purpose. So whether you believed what he was saying then was not his business. He just used every gift God had given him. And so it's not where you are coming from. If it is by tribe, by where he was coming from, it was from a poor background. If it was where he was coming from, he didn't have a chance to become who he became, that even the UN had to give him a seat.
As an ambassador, yeah.
It was him developing himself. He went far and above because he developed himself. First, he knew himself. Second, he knew his purpose. Third, he knew that whether you listen to him or not, God had sent him on an assignment on purpose. So there's the truth, there's a fact. The fact is people might not like you. The fact is people might not see you the way you think you are the best thing. But the truth is God loved you and has anointed you and appointed you as a prophet to nations. Not to your family alone, to nations. So you don't need to listen to anybody. If I listen to people saying, what does she know, this housewife, I won't be talking to you today. I have seen people that they've disdained me. What does she know? Somebody even said to somebody that, is it not that one that all she knows is how to manage events? So people don't even know that I used to manage events for blue chips company, because it's as if it's dead.
Wow.
Because all they knew was what they saw me doing, and they defined me by that.
Wow. Wow.
When I started talking to men and talking about fatherhood, even my husband said, come. Are you a father? Why are you talking about fatherhood? Are you a man? I started laughing. I said, guy, you can't define me. The one that called me said I should talk to fathers. Go and tell him. He uses the foolish things to confound the wise.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Today, if he is truthful to himself, he will tell you, this woman has helped my life. This woman has helped me in so many ways. So you don't need to talk to naysayers. When they see you becoming a high flyer, they will say, is she still talking about this? Is she still doing this? Let me join her trend, because she's going higher. They will change. I don't need anybody to validate me. I can do good and bad all by myself. I don't need you. I can dance by myself. I can play by myself. I can talk to myself. Face the mirror and talk to my world. Nobody needs me. That's the truth.
Amazing.
So please remove those doubts from your mind. Know yourself, know your God, and do exploits. Others will join you the way. Don't stress yourself.
Amazing. Daniel chapter 11, 32, I believe. Those who know that God,
they shall be strong and they shall do exploits.
Amazing. You know, I was a victim of self-sabotage for many years. In my early days, you know, I wasn't anywhere, you know, because I was always waiting for people to encourage me. But remember, like David, they had to strengthen himself. You know? Yeah, because you see, even at a time like this, sometimes no matter how high you get to, you know, the self-doubt comes in, you know, because the higher you go, the more, you know, the push, you know. So so that's why we need to go deep on the inside, you know. When you go deep on the inside, you find out that you get inspired, you know. So I just want to salute you, because all those things that you're saying, I mean, I know, you know, there's sometimes that you feel very low. How do you overcome those low moments?
Sir, I have one, like you said, encouraging myself in the Lord. And one thing I found out, for me, I am I'm an encourager. It's part of my DNA. So once I am feeling low, I look for somebody to encourage, to talk to.
Wow.
Once I do that, after encouraging myself, I pray. Like, God, I don't know how I'm feeling. I don't know why this is happening. I pray. And then I look for somebody to encourage. As I start encouraging another person, I get encouragement. So that's why I do what I do. So I just start encouraging people. You know, in my WhatsApp, anywhere, I just make a call. And before you know, I am myself again. But every time I'm feeling really down, sometimes I'll just go on YouTube. I'll say, God, who is my teacher for this moment? There are people I listen to. And I will just pick someone I'll just listen to. And when I keep listening, then the song I used to play that, I can't remember the title now, but it talks about, you know, you don't need to listen to people, you know, that are naysayers, kind of. I'll get the title of the song. I play it. Once I start playing it, I'll just start dancing. And before you know it, I'm back up. And then sometimes I'll just go. Sometimes it's worship songs. You know, I just play worship songs and I am back up again. So for me, I already know how to encourage myself. So I don't entertain anything like sadness or just say, oh, I'm sober. I can't be sober for too long.
Wow. Awesome. Now, how can a leader, you know, this culture of self-management, how can you grow that, you know, culture, you know, amongst your team members?
Okay. So you start with yourself. You start by showing up. You're training yourself. You're reading books by the type of books you read. Every month, I ensure, if I don't read in a month, if I don't read books, maybe like 4 books in a month, I don't read. That month I've not read. So basically, I do like 1 book per week. So sometimes it's ebook, sometimes it's audio books, sometimes it's main books like that. So I will read and just read. And as I'm reading, people are looking at you. Let me start with my family. If I don't show up, my husband won't show up, my children won't show up. That's what I tell myself. So I see myself as the show up queen. So when you say people should grow, you have to grow. You have to be growing and let them see the benefit of the growth in you. So when you are saying read, you are not reading. You've already started failing. They can't, because as a leader, you lead the way, you show the way, and they follow. And the greatest way to lead is by what you do. Is what you do. So when my children see me reading, that was during COVID, we had I call it staycation library. We put it upstairs, put books there. Every time we'll pick a book, we will read and we will review. And we were doing that all through. That's period for COVID. Wow. And now, if you see my husband reading, buying books and going for training, you'll be wondering, because he saw me consistently. And I'm sure in his head, if I don't grow with this woman, I will become ancient and modern, as in nothing to me again. You understand? Wow. He had to learn. Then look at my children. They are showing up, reading, speaking their mind, doing things. They went for a boot camp, and the review we got, I was happy. So it's not as if, oh, you are saying you are this, complete family, this. Then finally they can't say anything in your life. God, let me not be such evil. I still tell every time I tell my children, I say, I have taught you, I have spoken, I have, mentored, as in I have shown you. If you don't do it yourself, it is your fault. And if anybody says, I leave you and them to God. It's the truth.
Yeah.
I've done my bits. I can't kill myself. So when you do your bit consistently and they see it, they will follow. That's the way I believe. You are a man, show leadership by doing right. My son has called out my husband several times.
Wow.
We said, Daddy, you're saying we should wash plates. You don't wash your plates. My husband had to humble himself. Start washing plates. It's not a big deal. Me, I have plate washing as a ministry. I enjoy washing plates. That's where I meet with God. Amazing. And I get revelations.
Amazing. For those who are just tuning in, I've been speaking with Bridget Eleshi. She's an NLP person. She's also a John Maxwell certified coach, speaker, and trainer, just like myself. We've been speaking on leadership and self-management. Honestly, I've learned so much from you tonight. Now, peradventure there'll be some youth, because you see, what we're having now is a situation where leaders are saying, look, the youth are not growing. They're not really, our youth. Some are, they can't even tolerate, the upcoming generation. They say, oh, they don't have the right orientation, the right manners. How can we model, good leadership for the youth? How can we help them, to scale up? Yeah.
Okay. Everything begins, it's a charity begins at home.
Okay.
Who is mentoring these young people? Who is with them at home? Parents are looking for money and they've forgotten values.
Wow.
So we're not coaching. That's why I said for me, it's the complete family. And I was praying recently and just reading, and it was so clear. We see a lot of coaches. When you talk about single parents, those days it used to be because maybe the man died or the woman died and they are single parents. Now it's a choice. It's a choice. You find out that a lot of people do not want to be married because they don't want to submit. And you see a lot of people married and living single. God's plan from the get-go was a complete family. Adam and Eve and their children. When Adam failed, there was a plan B. Abraham came, and God still said to Abraham, I know you that you will command your children after me. Noah was a righteous man. Noah's righteousness was because of character that he lived, and God found him righteous and used him. And even when Noah was telling people, this is what is going to happen, God will do this, they didn't listen. But when it happened, God took the family again, complete family, not one man, everything in twos, man, woman, of its kind, and shut them in. God himself shut the ark. So what am I saying? You cannot blame children you've not taught how to do something.
Wow.
You can't. Who is teaching them? Who is teaching them? We go looking for money. Do you teach your children? We have character time in this house. We find time for our children. My husband is yes, we have. My husband is a character coach. He has Character Academy, registered from the US.
Wow.
And today is teaching on WhatsApp. Right now, as we speak, we have turned Character Academy into French, into Hausa, and it's becoming a movement. Wow. People don't even know because we just do our thing. All this fizzy of, looking for award. We're not looking for man's award. It's God's award. That good and faithful servant. We will get to heaven and people will be wondering, you don't have church, you don't have beauty. What did you do? I built lives, sir. I encourage people to become, sir.
So how can we model?
We cannot have
children? How do we, get them?
To teach them, sir. Teach them. I have young people that I'm coaching. I have in my group married women and single ladies. I'm not discriminating against you because you are not married. Some by design they are not married. Some due to no fault. Will they marry themselves? No. So they are there learning from us.
Wow.
We have people that we're teaching. So anywhere you find yourself, teach. What do you know? We can all educate people. Teach them right. Let it start from home. Teach your children. We're teaching our children. Sometimes we pay for coaching. Not because I can't teach them this, but sometimes, when you said too many things, you go and pay coaches. Well, so we will pay coach to say, okay, our children are teenagers. Now we have 2 teenagers. We paid the 2 teen coaches recently during the COVID, and we joined and we learned. And what we do now is still helping us, that they are showing up. So teach them. It could be in church, it could be in your mosque, anywhere. Teach them deliberately. We need to teach them, train them. Train up a child in the way the child should go. And when the child is grown, he or she will not depart. Are we teaching them? If all they see is leaders that we have now, if I speak to Nigeria, if all they do, they will tell you, I want to be this. Because at the end of the day, those people there, do they deserve what they have there? Have they been taught? Do they have families? Because if you have family, you won't look at the roads and leave them to kill people. You won't have Boko Haram with no education with people. Because they were not taught. Who taught them? Stealing and everything. Pen robbers. They were not taught. And now that they are supposed to be taught to some. I'm so, how they say it. It's easier to train a child than to train an adult. No. You can still train an adult. The day a man wakes up is morning. Anytime you wake up is your morning. Wake up and say, God, this is not my life. Because even if we think we're going to live here on earth, there's a God that rules in the affairs of men. Even if you don't believe in my God, one day there will be, eternity is in our hearts. God will ask you of your life. What did you do with what you got as gift and talent? Is it to steal and to, instead of building hospital, you are killing people and stealing the money for yourself? Wow. We need to change and educate people to do right. When we do that in our own little ways, when you show up, you show out, you show character, people will see, copy, and gradually start teaching and start your own tribe, start your own movement. And before you know it, we will all do right.
Wow, 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 wow. Amazing. I'm so encouraged, so, you're saying that you have a character academy in your home,
yes,
for your children.
Yes. We started when they were young.
Wow.
Teaching when they were young. So what my husband is doing today, started with us. Charity begins at home. Wow. So right now, I still told him, which I said, maybe now it's time to gather all the, we call my own family Uyi clan. We have the Election Global family. So call everybody together and start teaching the young ones. And my brother-in-law does the same thing too. Sometimes he'll put them into groups and sends messages and is teaching. So we're teaching ourselves. And we have a family group where the young ones that have phones are part of those groups. So when we're sharing information that everybody will see and learn from. So we're teaching ourselves and growing.
Wow, wow. Wow, we've been having an amazing time, but because I respect you so much, and I said to you, it's 1 hour. We're right almost on the bang of the hour. I just have 2 questions.
Okay, sir.
Amazing. Who are your mentors?
Hey. I have many teachers. I'm standing on the wings, shoulders of a lot of people. But from the get-go, let me put it this way. Now that I know that you have role models, you have mentors, people that I see as role model in the media space, it's Oprah Winfrey. She's altruistic, the way she helped coming from nowhere and becoming what she is today. I used to watch back to back, even when I travel outside the country. I have a younger sister that will just save Oprah Winfrey's messages and keep. And when I come, the first 3 days I'm watching, you know, a show after show after show like that. So
Wow.
I have followed a lot of people in the media space. In media too, filmmaking. A lot of people don't know that I've done films. I've been in the film industry. I used to be the event manager for Amsterdam Malta box office. Then, long time ago. And I was part of, you know, the team, reading scripts and doing a lot of stuff. It was after the 3rd edition that I left to be a domestic goddess. So I've been in the film industry. I've gone to Hollywood, not Nollywood now, Hollywood.
Wow.
So I have some of my media coaches and mentors over in Hollywood. I've followed some of them. So Phil Cook is one person I respect. His work is a faith-based media person, and he has made, you know, done work, consulted for a lot of, you know, these big churches you see out there. I listen to T.D. Jakes. I love his authenticity. I love the way he does his things. John Maxwell, ever, even before I met him, I've been reading his books. Joyce Meyers, the same thing, ministry. Catherine Coleman, though she's dead, but I love her relationship with the Holy Spirit. And just knowing that, till last week, I was still listening to her. Cindy Trem, I still listen to Cindy. Till yesterday, I was still listening to Cindy Trem. Then I have a ministry mentor, Success Oyewole, that people don't know what she has done for me. They don't know her. She's not the, you know, one that is shouting out there. She's also a John Maxwell coach. She's awesome woman, awesome woman. She's one person I've learned a lot from. Then my pastors, Pastor Nike and Sam Adeyemi, they are also my role models. I listen to them. They are mentors, you know, so I can count. Then coming home, my husband is my teacher. I write. So people don't know that when he's speaking, you know, I get to learn from him a lot, because he too, he has the mind of Christ. So when he's talking, I listen. I have them plenty. I can't count. And my son is telling me to say, I'm your mentor. I know, I learned from my son. I have 3 amazing children, Grace, Davina, and David. I learn from them. They are coaches as well. They have strength in so many areas where I pick things from them and I learn from them. So I can learn from anyone. So many amazing people out there that I have learned from. And then my married mentors, if I don't call their names, I'll be a bad girl. Team Victor.
Amazing.
Team Victor. They are, when it comes to marriage ministry, what myself and my husband were doing, we've been doing it. But when we met them, our ministry took on a new lease, a different life entirely. And so I am grateful. And then my parents, I can't say thank you enough. They groomed me to be a proper child. Mr. and Mrs. Effie, any day, anytime, I will give them personal award for grooming good and kind children. So those are my mentors. And you, sir, thank you for all you do. If there's one thing you taught me, I'm not going to joke about this. It was honor. And you actually connected me to somebody that I listen to now, Joshua Selman, with your testimony on your birthday, when you were talking, your 50th birthday. When you invited us, first of all, I was questioning myself, what did they see in our life to invite us? It was a very private, you know, private birthday, and just few people. Every person that came there, some, your brother, you know, people that have known you for over 30, 40 years. We just knew you less than 2 years and we were there. I'm like, what did we do, God? I was asking myself. I saw the caliber of people. I was asking myself. And when your sister shared on honor, that was a connection, because I am big on honor. That was a connection. And I've been listening to Apostle Selman ever since. And for me, you are one person I would say you deserve to be honored. You honor people. You are such an amazing man. Thank God for the wife that you have. My sister from another mother, that is also a prayer.
She's watching us. She's watching us.
She's a prayer. Some of us, you know, we slay. We slay by praying.
No. You are an asset to us and to your generation, and even to your children. I'm so pleased, even for your husband. You know, you're very authentic, and we need you to show up more. You know,
I mean, pray.
Your light continue to shine, because you see, the truth of the matter is that showing up also has it puts a lot of responsibility on us, you know, because you don't just without depth, you know, people will source you out, you know, they will know whether you're authentic or not. And but through the leading of the Holy Spirit, because without God, we can't do anything. You can just be showing up and just be making a lot of noise and be wasting your time.
Yeah.
But what we're doing here is like a ministry. We're touching so many lives. Even if it's one person that listens to you tonight, you can imagine what can happen, because self-management is key. A lot of people, they want to get it right, but they don't even know where to start from. And I want to encourage you who are going to be watching the replay to listen attentively to what Eleshi has shared tonight. She has poured out herself. She has so much momentum coming from her. I mean, you can't get it better than this. And I pray that the grace of God will continue to multiply your life. You have so much clarity. You are not somebody that has a distorted vision, and that will celebrate you and honor God in your life and your family. So to round up, just in 30 seconds, what are you going to share? Your parting shot tonight.
Okay, we were entering a new season. 2021 is upon us, and I tell people this: what we saw this year, people that didn't think they would die, people planned. I wrote goals. I wrote goals because my church every year will write goals. But I discovered that it wasn't the goals I wrote. It was the fact that God by himself led me. So I will tell you, listening to me, if you don't know God for yourself, because I won't hide and start deceiving you. If you die today, what will be said about you? Do you know God? And if there's eternity, where will you spend it? Because a lot of people say, I don't care. I want to be prepared so that if I die tomorrow, let it be that if there's eternity and it's going to be with God, let me be on his side. I tell people most times joking, I say, Nigeria, God forgive me. It's like hell. I don't want to go to hell again. I don't want to. I don't want to. So for me not to go there, I have created heaven around myself, because I don't want to start saying is the government. So I have told myself, God, you gave me this life, and you know why you made me a Nigerian with the Oyibo blood mixed in me. My mom is quarter caste. Yes, she's from, her grandfather is from Scotland.
Okay.
So with everything, why didn't I end up in Scotland? Why didn't I end up somewhere? But I ended up here. There's a purpose for me being in Nigeria. And believe you me, I can stay anywhere in the world, but I'm here. So there's a purpose for being in Nigeria. So every day I pray for Nigeria. I say, God, let it be that Nigeria will become that nation that will be deserving. So first of all, please, anyone listening to me, know yourself, know your God, and know your purpose.
Wow.
Not everybody will take you to where you're supposed to go. You need a tribe. You need people that will be around you. If Pastor Goke or Coach Goke, as we call him, is not a man of integrity, even if he calls me, I'll say, sir, another time I'm in a class. It's the truth. People call me, sometimes I say, no, because I don't want to be seen tomorrow and they'll say, how far? Because you must watch where you are going. People are looking at you. And there are people that you will come near, they just want to come around you because they want to use you for evil. So please, this is the time to be sensitive to God, to your assignment, and sensitive to those you are working with. And please, it starts with knowing yourself, knowing what God has called you to do. I've given a lot of scriptures, but let me just be fair. If you're not a person of faith, sorry, but still just go and check the Bible. You can just Google and check. Exodus 3, read all of chapter 3. Go and read Jeremiah 1 from verse 1 to 10. Go and read it. Go and read Jeremiah 29:11. God's thoughts towards you are thoughts of good and not of evil. Thoughts to give you a hope and a future. There is hope for you. There's a future for you. Find it from God. And then read Acts chapter 9. Apostle Paul. I was reading it this year. I've read the Bible before, cover to cover. And I was reading again. I got to Acts chapter 9, verse 15 and 16, who Apostle Paul was sent to. And that was when I knew my assignment, that I am sent to women, I'm sent to men, I'm sent to leaders. I don't come here to shout, but most times the people that I coach are leaders of leaders.
I know.
I don't have to brag about it.
We bless God. We bless God.
So please find yourself, manage yourself so that you can manage others. Thank you so much sir, for the opportunity. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Wow, I salute the grace of God upon your life, and I pray that even as we enter 2021, we'll all shine even more brighter than this, The Bible says that the end of the thing is greater than its beginning. You know,
Yes.
our ending will be glorious. I just also want to appreciate you for showing up, for not keeping what you know to yourself.
Yes.
You know, your husband is amazing, is a friend, is a brother, and your family is so warm, and you're also blessed. You're blessed. Even your marriage ministry is a blessing to so many. And for
Thank
those who
God.
are going to be watching the replay, we've been speaking with Bridget Eleshim. She's an NLP practitioner. She's also a certified John Maxwell coach, speaker, and trainer. She has a Complete Woman Foundation, Complete Family Foundation, men, women ministry. She's showing up, she's adding value. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. And for those who have stuck with us from inception till now, we just want to celebrate you. And we pray that by the time we meet again, you know, very shortly, stay safe and God bless you. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Good night.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.